I made a fortune through live streaming on TikTok and thought I could finally live an easy life with my baby daughter. But on my way home, I got into a car accident and somehow got reborn into the body of a wife abuser. A little girl was looking at me with tears in her eyes. "Please don't hit mommy anymore." I froze, my eyes wide open, as memories kept flooding in. The original owner was a total loser who somehow married a rising star singer as his wife. After their relationship went public, his wife gave up her singing career without thinking twice, and even had a beautiful daughter with him. But after his boy band broke up, the original owner lost his job because he had no talent. He blamed his wife for everything, thinking marrying her ruined his career. After getting all the original owner's memories, I couldn't help but swear out loud. Then I looked up at the corner where Khloe had just been beaten and was curled up like a ball, shaking while holding the child. Seeing me staring at her, Khloe's body shook even harder. Khloe had thought about running away with Lily so many times, but she was an orphan with no money. Everything was controlled by this monster. She even thought about ending her life, but she couldn't leave her child behind. If she died, what would happen to 3-year-old Lily? So every time after getting beaten, she could only cry quietly by herself, scared of frightening the child. Khloe cleaned the whole house from top to bottom, then sat on the couch. Looking at the bright sky outside the window, after 2 days of ventilation, the house no longer had any alcohol smell. Fresh air kept blowing in through the window, making her feel very comfortable. Lily leaned against Khloe, playing with her newly acquired lamb doll. Her big eyes had already curved into crescents. These past 2 days, Lily's smiles had visibly increased, and she'd become much more cheerful too. This was something Khloe wouldn't have dared to imagine before. Looking at Lily playing happily, Khloe's lips unconsciously curved into a small arc. "This kind of life is really nice." Right after, Khloe suddenly froze. She touched her mouth in disbelief, then saw the ointment still quietly sitting on the coffee table. She was just smiling? Turns out she still knew how to smile. Khloe fell into deep thought. The living room suddenly only had the sound of Lily playing alone. Suddenly, the sound of the door unlocking rang out. The sound pulled Khloe out of her thoughts and startled her. Lily also quickly climbed up, hugging her lamb doll and running into Khloe's arms. Outside came the sound of rustling, and my familiar voice followed. "Careful, careful, don't break it. It's expensive. Lift it up and carry it inside." Khloe felt a bit panicked. She quickly picked up Lily, wanting to go back to the bedroom, but her eyes couldn't help curiously looking toward the door. My voice and an unfamiliar man's voice appeared first in her vision. We were carrying a cream-colored cloud-style sofa into the room. Seeing Khloe, my eyes clearly lit up. My face showed a happy smile. Could you please pour a few glasses of hot water? The workers need a break after we're done." "Okay, I'll go pour it now." Khloe, who hadn't had contact with outsiders for a long time, seemed a bit lost, but she quickly reacted, holding Lily and quickly walking into the kitchen. The workers and I moved the newly bought sofa into the house, then carried out the old broken sofa. Then came the TV, refrigerator, trip after trip. I seemed tireless, working hard with the movers, moving things in. With each new piece of furniture entering, the house instantly changed completely. The originally worn-out look was suddenly refreshed, radiating new life again. Khloe stood frozen in the kitchen like she'd seen a ghost, watching all this happen so suddenly. The look in her eyes went from shock to disbelief to confusion. Her arms holding Lily unconsciously tightened. Lily was originally watching the furniture curiously with wide eyes, but after being held tighter by Khloe, she squeezed uncomfortably. Her big eyes turned to look at her mommy, a wronged expression appearing on her face. "Mommy's hurting Lily." Luckily, Khloe quickly realized and changed to a more comfortable position, gently pinching Lily's little face while coaxing her. Then she watched me in the living room, who'd just finished the work, haggling with the workers over the old furniture. In the end, I sold all the old furniture for 800 yen. Khloe felt a bit sorry, although that furniture was old, it was all still good. 800 was way too much of a loss. But what she was more curious about now was, where did I get all this money? By her calculations, the family should be almost out of money. After seeing off the workers, I came back to the living room carrying a big bag. I put the bag on the new coffee table and plopped down on the soft sofa with a satisfied, "Ah." The mother and daughter were still standing there stupidly. Lily had already been put down by Khloe. She was hugging her mom's leg like a curious baby, looking left and right. She was clearly exploring these new, fresh things in the house. Seeing the little one like this, my face broke into a smile, my eyes squinting into crescents. I suddenly felt very accomplished. I pulled a big pink toy from the bag on the coffee table and placed it on the table. Sure enough, after seeing the toy, Lily's attention was immediately drawn over. One of her little hands still tightly gripped her pants, while the other hand grabbed Khloe's clothing. Her head leaned forward slightly, wanting to see clearly what toy I had. She looked like she wanted to come over but didn't dare. That appearance made my nose tingle. Other people's 3-year-old kids would be jumping into their daddy's arms with joy by now. My sense of accomplishment instantly disappeared. I secretly clenched my fist, then released it. I reached out toward Lily and waved. My voice was super gentle. "Lily, come here. Look what Daddy bought you." Lily didn't run over immediately. She first looked up at her mommy, seeing Khloe's lips move without speaking. Only then did she walk over step by step. By now, I'd already opened the toy packaging, revealing what was inside. "It's a princess house, but the princess house is so messy. Does Lily want to help Daddy decorate the little princess's home?" Hearing my words, Lily's eyes brightened, shining brightly. Her little body moved closer to the sofa. She got right up to my legs. Lily blinked her big eyes, looked at me, then her 2 little hands slowly lifted up, until she touched the little princess in my hand. Khloe, standing not far away, held her breath unconsciously. Her eyes were locked tightly on Lily's reaching hand. I kept smiling, placing the little princess in Lily's hands. I tried holding Lily's little hand with my big hand, until I felt the warm little hand in my palm. The corners of my mouth lifted slightly. One hand held Lily's little hand, the other hand took a little skirt, and my voice gently rang out again. "Putting clothes on the little princess is up to Lily. Daddy's so clumsy. Are Daddy's hands bigger than Mommy's? They're so warm." Lily looked at the little princess in front of her, then at me acting pitiful, and suddenly laughed. "Daddy's so clumsy. Lily will teach Daddy." The little one laughed, showing her little white teeth. and her eyes turned into 2 crescent moons. She leaned against my big leg, took the little skirt I handed over, and clumsily tried to put it on the little princess. I laughed along, humbly accepting the little one's teaching. At this moment, this not very big room suddenly brightened up. The laughter of father and daughter echoed in the living room. This was the first time since turning 3 that Lily sat in Daddy's lap playing, feeling Daddy's unique warmth. Khloe on the side leaned against the doorframe, quietly watching this beautiful scene in front of her. Her eyes were already misted over. The father and daughter hadn't played for long when Lily, under my guidance, was decorating the princess house. I looked up and saw Khloe leaning against the kitchen doorframe in a daze. Her washed-out light blue shirt was especially glaring at this moment, making me squint unconsciously. This seemed like matching outfits. I slowly opened my eyes. Suddenly I remembered, this really was a matching outfit set. It was what Khloe secretly bought for Lily's 2nd birthday. Later, the original owner found out, and Khloe got beaten. Her phone was also sold by the original owner. Thinking of this, I went silent. The next second, I jumped up, covered my mouth, and ran to the bathroom, starting to throw up violently. I only now realized what kind of disgusting, angry feeling it was for someone with a conscience to review these actions from a first-person perspective. This sudden change scared the mother and daughter outside. Khloe was so scared she made a sound, quickly walking to the sofa and scooping Lily into her arms. Lily tried hard to burrow into Khloe's embrace, scared that a second later that Daddy, who was throwing up, would suddenly rush out and hit her and Mommy like before. Every time Daddy made sounds like this, he'd beat them up afterward. I threw up for a while, then finally walked out. Looking at the scared mother and daughter, I opened my mouth with difficulty. Sorry for scaring you, I just felt a bit sick. Thinking about what the original owner did made me feel nauseous. Especially now that I occupied his body, my whole body felt like there were millions of ants crawling on it. Seeing Khloe and Lily still looking at me fearfully, I sighed deeply. I walked past Khloe holding the child and silently walked into the kitchen, picking up vegetables to wash. Lily probably hasn't played enough yet. Take her to play a bit more. I'll make lunch. Khloe carefully looked at my profile. This profile was so familiar yet so strange. Finally, she nodded, holding Lily and sitting where I'd been sitting earlier. Lily secretly poked her little head out from her mommy's arms. After finding that Daddy was still that gentle Daddy, a smile finally appeared on her little face again. The father-daughter parent-child activity unexpectedly ended, turning into mother-daughter leisure time. Until lunch was ready, the smell of food drifted into the living room. Khloe watched as I brought the food to the table, then silently went back to the side bedroom. Her lips moved slightly, but she couldn't say a word. While eating, Lily held her little spoon and suddenly turned to look at her mommy. Her little eyebrows furrowed with a confused expression on her face. "Mommy, why doesn't Daddy eat with us?" Khloe was taking small bites of a piece of braised pork. This was her favorite dish. Whether before or after marriage, she rarely got to eat it because I didn't like it. Hearing her daughter's question, Khloe unconsciously turned to look toward the side bedroom. She turned back to look at her confused daughter and suddenly smiled. That smile was like spring flowers blooming. That's because Daddy and Mommy aren't ready yet. The little one didn't understand. Her little eyebrows furrowed even more. Her tiny brain couldn't understand Mommy's words at all. I was in the bedroom spacing out. I knew my sudden vomiting was a psychological problem, but I couldn't control it. Even though I kept comforting myself in my mind that it wasn't my fault, I still couldn't help it. I was him, unavoidably. I could only pick up my phone and scroll through videos to distract myself. My work was still ranking high on the trending list. Many comments below were urging me to release new songs, but I didn't have that plan right now. The video was still slowly generating revenue, though this revenue would decrease day by day. In a few days, there probably wouldn't be any revenue at all. But the money now was completely enough for the family's daily life. No need to release new videos just for money. Just then, the sound of washing dishes came from outside. I put down my phone, pushed open the bedroom door, and walked out. On the dining table, food was still left for me as usual. Khloe was in the kitchen washing dishes. Lily had run back to the sofa, playing with her new toy. The lamb doll I gave her before had also been placed by her in the princess house. It was lying on the little sofa in the princess house alongside the little princess. Seeing Daddy come out, Lily wasn't as scared as before. She just blinked her big eyes at me, the expectation in her gaze very clear. The little one just wanted Daddy to keep playing with her. I smiled, walked over and gently rubbed her little head. But I didn't play with the little one. Instead, I sat on the sofa and turned to look toward the kitchen. Seeing Daddy had no intention of playing with her, Lily disappointedly pouted. She sat cross-legged by the sofa edge, plopped down on the sofa leaning against me, and played by herself in frustration. Khloe had just come out of the kitchen when she saw me staring at her. Her heart couldn't help but tighten, and her hands didn't know where to go. She could only helplessly pinch her own clothes. Seeing Khloe so cautious and timid, I frowned unconsciously, then sighed quietly in my heart. It was because of her gentle, introverted personality that the previous demon could so brazenly bully her. Thinking of this, my slightly furrowed brow relaxed. I picked up the phone I'd just bought from the coffee table and placed it on the table. "I bought you a phone. See if you like it. Also, there's something I want to discuss with you. Can you sit over here?" Khloe had been keeping her head down. Only after hearing my words did she look up at me. What she first met were my clean, clear eyes. Then she saw the brand new phone box on the table. Khloe hesitated for a moment, then quietly said, and slowly walked to the sofa and sat down. "What do you want to discuss?" Her voice was very soft. You had to really listen carefully to hear it. I didn't answer, but picked up the phone and charger on the table. The sky blue new phone was taken out by me. I removed the protective film, turned it on, and the pleasant startup sound rang out. I simply set it up, then pushed it in front of Khloe. "This phone is for you. You need to get a SIM card yourself. I've already saved my number in it. From now on, if I'm not home and something happens, you can call me." While speaking, I pulled out a stack of cash from my pocket and placed it in front of her. "This is cash I just withdrew. Take Lily out shopping this afternoon. Always staying at home isn't good. Buy whatever you want, especially clothes. I noticed both your clothes are too small. Also, here's a bank card. Carrying cash isn't safe or convenient." I rambled on, saying everything on my mind in one breath. Khloe looked up, staring intently at the man in front of her. Listening to my rambling, her eyes slowly reddened. Seeing Khloe still hadn't taken the phone, I helplessly touched my nose. Don't you like this phone? I thought the color was nice and it's the latest model, so I bought it. If you don't like it, we can go buy one you do like. Khloe shook her head, then looked at me deeply. No, I really like it, thank you. Her voice was still very soft with a slight tremble. Our eyes suddenly met. I unnaturally looked away, but felt relieved inside. As long as you like it, you're welcome. Okay, I'm going to eat now. After speaking, I stood up and quickly walked to the dining table and started eating hungrily. Actually, Khloe was still wondering where I got all this money to buy these things. But I didn't say. And she naturally wouldn't take the initiative to ask. She picked up the new phone on the table and looked at it. I'd even bought earphones placed on the side, pure white wireless earbuds. Khloe on the side had also put down her toy. Her little head leaned over, curiously looking at the new phone in Mommy's hand. Khloe gently touched the little one's head. Mother and daughter held the phone and started figuring it out together. At 5 p.m. in the afternoon, the weather outside finally wasn't so scorching hot. Khloe sat on the sofa thinking for a while, then finally took the money from the table and led Lily out of the house. Lily hadn't been outside for a very, very long time. She loved going out to play, but before, Mommy never took her out, and Daddy wouldn't allow them to go out either. So this time going out, she seemed very happy. The little one held the lamb doll in one hand and held Mommy's hand with the other, bouncing and jumping all the way. Her big round eyes looked around everywhere. Everything outside was full of novelty to her, but Khloe was a bit nervous. Her walking pace unconsciously quickened. Looking at the people coming and going on the road, she felt inexplicably self-conscious. Especially the ill-fitting clothes she and Lily wore made her feel like people's eyes would unconsciously glance at them twice. The mall wasn't far, just through 2 streets. Compared to her memory, the mall had changed quite a bit. In just 2 years, it seemed to have been renovated even more beautifully. As soon as she entered, she saw a phone store inside with a counter for SIM cards. Khloe hesitated, then led the child inside. After buying a SIM card, Khloe also opened a bank card. She deposited all the cash except what she needed into it. After taking out the money for the SIM card, there was still 4,900 yuan left. I'd given her exactly 5,000 this time. Holding the phone and bank card, walking out of the bank, Khloe looked at the tall buildings around her. She suddenly felt like she'd come back to life. Right now, she could take the child and leave, could find a job with this money to support herself and the child. She could even pursue her dreams again. This sudden freedom made Khloe stand there for a long time, until a soft, childish voice rang in her ear. Mommy, can Lily have one ice cream? Just one, a teeny tiny bit, okay? Lily loves Mommy the most. The mother and daughter finally went out. I lay happily on the bed thinking about it. After washing up, I started preparing today's dinner. The usual 2 meat and 2 vegetable dishes, but I was planning to make soup noodles tonight. But because I didn't know when they'd come back, I was scared the noodles would get soggy and not taste good. So I didn't make them right away. I cut the noodles and put them on the cutting board, then went back to the living room. I lay on the sofa scrolling through my phone. Until I scrolled until I was getting drowsy, I looked at the time in the upper right corner. It was already 7 p.m. How come the mother and daughter still weren't back? I suddenly sat up straight. No way, did something happen to them? I got a bit nervous and was about to go out looking for them. Just as I opened the door, I ran right into them coming back from outside. A gust of fragrant wind blew in from the doorway. I completely froze. Right now, Khloe was humming an unknown little tune, her steps light, the corners of her mouth lifted, showing she was in a very good mood. She was holding several shopping bags in her hands. Lily held her hand and her other little hand held that lamb doll, the one I gave her. Though the reason I froze was that they both changed into clothes that fit. Sure enough, people depend on clothes, Buddha depends on gold. After one trip out, mother and daughter seemed to have completely transformed. It made me barely dare to recognize them. The next moment, Lily sweetly called out, laughing. Daddy! That daddy almost made my soul fly away, I answered with a trembling voice, my tense mood instantly relaxing. I immediately picked up the little one and walked into the house first. Daddy's making noodles for you tonight, okay? With 2 eggs, the kind you like. Okay, Lily loves eggs. Lily loves Daddy the most. Khloe at the door froze. The little one just said she loved Mommy the most and now she'd switched sides. Lily didn't have to wait long. Noodles with eggs were ready quickly. I brought the noodles to her, scratched her little nose, then habitually turned to go back to the bedroom. I just turned around when suddenly the little one grabbed my clothes. Daddy, can you eat with Lily? A soft, pleading voice rang out again. I turned back and met Lily's hopeful eyes, hesitating a bit. I secretly glanced at Khloe sitting beside us. Khloe didn't say anything, didn't look at me either. She seemed like she hadn't heard Lily's words at all, just lowering her head, eating the noodles in front of her. I felt speechless. This situation was really hard to handle. If you're going to kill or beat me, just give me a straight answer. What does not speaking mean? I could only tentatively test it out. Then, I'll stay and eat with Lily? Yay, Daddy sit next to Lily! Lily answered me happily, patting the chair beside her. I touched my nose, my expression awkward, and brought another bowl of noodles from the kitchen to sit beside Lily. Mommy sat on the left, Daddy sat on the right. Lily in the middle was being sandwiched by her mom and dad for the first time. The smile on her face never stopped, and even eating became extra enthusiastic. She ate a whole big bowl of noodles completely clean. In the end, Khloe had to stop her from eating more, worried the little one would hurt her stomach. Only then did the little one stop eating with satisfaction. After dinner, Khloe went back to the master bedroom alone. I could understand this. Being able to let me sit at the table to eat together meant Khloe had already done a huge internal battle. I put myself in Khloe's position and thought about it. If I'd been abused like that before, wanting me to get along peacefully with my enemy, I definitely couldn't do it. No, if it were me, that original owner's body probably couldn't even be found by now. I'd have ground him to dust, that kind. I kept playing with Lily until 9 p.m. Lily was so sleepy her little head kept nodding, but she still didn't want to go to sleep. During this time, I also discovered a very serious problem. Lily was already 3 years old. but the little one still couldn't take off her shoes by herself. You have to know, normal 3-year-old kids were already at kindergarten age. I knew this was caused by the unhealthy family environment before. Couldn't rush it, but I still felt incredibly heartbroken. Just then, Khloe walked out from the bedroom. She didn't say anything, just silently stood by the sofa looking at Lily and me. The meaning in her eyes was very clear. I picked up Lily from the sofa, kissed her little face, then said with a smile, "Lily needs to sleep now. Tomorrow Daddy will play with you again, okay?" Lily's eyes, which were almost closing, opened slightly. She looked at my face, then turned to look at Khloe. Then her little head suddenly nuzzled against my neck. "Lily wants to sleep with Daddy tonight." This sudden statement caught me completely off guard and made Khloe's face darken slightly, most afraid of the air suddenly going quiet. I looked at Khloe innocently. This was the little one's own idea, really not something I encouraged. Khloe clenched her fists. This little traitor. She'd taken care of her for so long, and in just 2 days she'd been completely won over by the enemy's sugar-coated bullets. In the end, the little one still won. After Khloe simply washed her up, the little one naturally ran into Daddy's blanket. Lily hugged my neck like a little koala, unwilling to let go. I let her hug me like that. This was my first time coaxing a child to sleep. I remembered some parenting tips from online, so I gently told Lily a bedtime story. This was also Lily's first time sleeping in Daddy's broad embrace. The first time Daddy told Lily a bedtime story. Starting from Daddy's first time making food, first time buying gifts for Lily, now there were 2 more firsts. Lily's heart was incredibly satisfied, and she fell into a deep sleep. Early in the morning, while Lily was still sleeping soundly, I got up early as usual. I gently and carefully pushed open the bedroom door, came to the living room, and was about to go out for a morning run. The next moment I noticed the ointment on the coffee table was gone. My eyes gradually brightened, and my face broke into a knowing smile. Today I went out the door in a joyful mood. Morning run, wash up, go home, make breakfast. I spent a total of over 2 hours. After making breakfast, today I had another task, waking up my daughter. Lily was gently woken by my soft voice. The little one rubbed her sleepy eyes. The moment she saw me, the little one reached out both her soft little arms in a daddy pick-me-up gesture. I immediately reached out and gently picked her up, helped her change into new clothes. I was even more clumsy and careless when it came to doing her hair. After working for half a day, I could only tie it into crooked pigtails. "Daddy's a big dummy." Lily saw her crooked hair in the mirror, pouted and laughed at me. I pinched her little nose, making Lily giggle non-stop. When Khloe came out of the bedroom, she saw the father and daughter's warm scene. She didn't say anything, just silently walked into the kitchen to set out breakfast. Maybe even she didn't realize that her mouth had already unconsciously curved up. The family of 3 simply ate breakfast together. After that, I didn't give Lily back to Khloe, but continued holding her and came to the sofa to play with the princess house. But this time, while playing with Lily, I casually taught her some very simple numbers. Numbers from 1 to 10. After discovering Lily's issues, I'd secretly made a plan to slowly teach Lily things during normal playtime. Now, under my casual guidance, she quickly learned some of it. And I found that since Khloe came back yesterday, she seemed like a different person. Although she was still quiet, there was clearly more life in her than before. Like right now, she didn't go back to the bedroom, but sat on the other side of the sofa playing with her phone. This was a good sign, making me feel much better inside. While Khloe was downloading various phone apps, she was observing the father-daughter interaction. Right now, she also noticed I was subtly teaching Lily. Her heart filled with a touch of sweetness. She'd wanted to teach the child for so long, but with the previous family environment, just surviving was hard enough. How could she have the ability to teach Lily like a normal mother would? Khloe looked back at her phone screen. Several apps had finished downloading. The moment Khloe logged into her account, a bunch of messages popped up. They were from Charlotte Tao, her assistant from 2 years ago. She only had a few people total on her contacts. Besides family, there were a few people from the old company. Charlotte's messages started from after she got married and continued until 2 days ago, never stopping. Most were asking how she was doing, but she'd never been able to reply. Looking at this long string of messages, Khloe's heart felt warm. She quickly replied, "Sorry, Charlotte, I couldn't reply to your messages before. I'm doing pretty well now, don't worry." After the message was sent, within 2 seconds, the other side instantly replied, "Khloe, you finally responded. I thought you didn't want to bother with me after getting married. Khloe, you don't know, since you disappeared, the company gossip has been crazy. Especially that annoying Snowy Lou, she's been so smug these 2 years. She tells everyone she sees that you deserved it. It really pisses me off." Seeing Charlotte's message, Khloe's lips curved up slightly. Snowy Lou wasn't wrong. She really did deserve it. Back when she was at the company, she'd always been ahead of Snowy Lou. After leaving, it made sense for Snowy to act this way. "Charlotte, how have you been lately? Is life treating you okay?" Khloe didn't respond to Charlotte's words, but asked about her situation instead. "I'm doing fine, Khloe. Don't worry, I'm like a cockroach. Can't be killed, but I miss you, Khloe. Will you come back to singing?" Khloe paused for a moment, a longing showing in her eyes. Would she go back to singing? She turned her head to look at me, then at Lily. After a while, the longing in her eyes slowly faded. "Probably not, but Charlotte, if you miss me, we can find time to meet up." "Great! Also, I need to send you a video of Lily." After washing up, I felt terrible, starving, plus the original owner's alcohol addiction was acting up again. I felt awful and could only drink hot water like crazy while cooking to ease it. Lily had woken up too. After Khloe washed her up, she leaned against the kitchen doorway watching me cook. She was still holding the lamb doll I gave her in her arms. I turned around and saw this little one. I smiled at Lily with a sunshine-like grin and asked in a soft voice, "Lily, what do you want to eat this morning? Daddy will make it for you." Lily tilted her little head, thinking seriously. Then her big eyes curved into crescents. "Steamed egg. Lily loves steamed egg." I answered dotingly, "Okay, steamed egg it is." After speaking, I reached out wanting to ruffle Lily's little head, but quietly pulled my hand back. I looked down at this little angel, slowly, no rush. I thought to myself, seeing Lily slowly accepting me gave me real hope. My mood became great, and even the alcohol withdrawal and hunger seemed to go away. Breakfast was still rich. 2 meat dishes, 2 vegetable dishes, and of course Lily's requested steamed egg. As usual, I went back to my small bedroom first, letting the mother and daughter eat. But better than before, outside, the two of them clearly had more laughter and talking. I lay on the bed in the side bedroom, picked up my phone that I'd set to silent, wanting to check on things. Just then, my phone suddenly rang. I looked at the unfamiliar number, thought for a moment, then answered. Hello? Hello, is this Mr. Lost Memory? A pleasant male voice came through the phone.